Greetings, I'm Rob Chapman, and this is Adam Best from the importers of many fine instruments, including way huge pedals and Jim Dunlop other pedals. So, got two new pedals for you today. One called the Havalina Germanium Fuzz from Way Huge, and one called the Clyde McCoy. So tell us, Adam, what makes the Havalina a little bit different and cool and funky?
Well, that's a Germanium fuzz unit with real Germanium transistors.
I know a little bit about this. So you, first of all, this was originally only going to be for sale in the USA because you couldn't get the Roche compliance. Yep. So is it true that George Trips found a special type of gerbil that could eat the lead out of
germaniums?
Yeah. Like a lead-eating gerbil to eat out of the, and now you've managed to find germanium transistors.
Leo, I don't think that's genuinely what the situation was.
But seriously, it wasn't Roche compliant.
These have been treated.
Right.
I believe they've had the lead part, which is ROHS, non-compliant, removed.
You mock
they're
me.
Totally legal.
You mock me, but apart from the gerbil bit, I was basically right.
Germaniums,
So these are the components used in all these sort of real original 60s kind of fuzz pedals that give it that kind of unique kind of tone, and are very, very expensive. So they're all essentially what, new old stock. They've bought up old.
Yeah, I think they had about 1,000, and there's 3 per unit.
So they've only been able to make about 300 of these pedals then.
Yeah.
That's mad,
and
isn't
that's
it?
£100 as well.
Look at all the other stuff you get in there, as well as those transistors. But
you get red bits and yellow bits
and blue bits.
They've gone for the whole primary colour.
You get free lead with it as well.
Oh, that's
So
amazing, isn't
it?
Yeah. I must admit, so tonally speaking, on the front here we've got volume, fuzz and tone. How were you getting, because even without the wah-wah, you were somehow getting this fantastic, almost octave frequency.
Yeah. Germanium's really hard. I prefer it to silicon, and it's got a lot more of a crunchiness to it in the mid. So if you overload the circuit, it starts to give it that sort of harmonic response, and that is true Germanium. That's why people love it. And if you add the amp set slightly crunchy, sounds awesome. And the tone circuit in it's passive, it's not active, so that's part of the secret.
Vibe.
So it's more like a slight filter rather than pushing EQ.
He's a clever man, that George Trips, isn't he?
Oh,
so how many of these do you think will be available in Europe, if only 300 for the world have been made?
I think there's more than 300. There's going to be more made, but it's just when they can
find the stuff.
So for now, you've got stock.
But we've hardly got any, have we? We've got about 5 or something.
Give me an order.
I will, but I'm just saying for these people out there, just don't, if you're watching the video 6 months down the line after we shot it, don't be disappointed if you can't get it. If you're watching it just as it comes out, you need to get on their website fast, and if you like
Bob
that sound,
Geldof. Send them money now.
Yeah, never mind the beep, beep, beep money. Or whatever he said.
Well, I'm going to have to bleep that bit out with something. Really? Can you make a sound can you go beep like that for me?
Beep!
Okay, that's better.
And the cool thing with this, even though it sounds old, why people should buy this, it's relay bypass.
What does that mean?
So, there's true bypass, there's hardwired bypass. Relay bypass is, don't quote me on this, is where... Is it like the
A3 bypass? Yeah. Similar to that, is it?
It's a heart bypass.
Yeah. Parking is a fortune.
It is a disaster.
No, the voltage stays voltage still travels through the unit, it just cuts out the effect. So usually on an older unit, when you switch out the effect, you hear the clunk.
Yeah.
So on big rigs and recording, that's a problem.
Bit of a disaster, yeah.
On most way huge, it has this built in. So it takes the effect in and out, but you're still keeping the voltage through the effect, which is
He knows things about stuff.
He does know stuff.
I just read the car. I just read the instructions out there.
You undersell yourself, Adam. You are always a font of fantastically useful information. So the other thing that we were hearing was...
Wait. Can we do a Death Star speak? Really hard stuff.
You worry about those fighters.
It's like shooting womp rats back to Tatooine. Or whatever he used to say. Possibly the most famous name, or the second most famous name after the name Crybaby, I suppose, in the world of wah-wah pedals is Clyde McCoy. So other than being part of a famous sort of, criminal duo with his girlfriend Bonnie, what else is Clyde McCoy famous for?
I think the story goes he was a famous trumpet player at the time who played with a sync plunger on the end. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a link to the sound. It was like, that sounds like Clyde McCoy.
So he had nothing. He's not a person that designed wah-wah pedals.
It sounds like Clyde McCoy. That's what I've
really?
been told, yeah. This is like a shout back to the...
He's going to sue you if he actually invented this, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's dead, so...
Oh, okay, probably
best of luck. This is like a shout back to the early Italian stuff. So this has got a halo inductor, which is that part there. And the thing I love about this is it's simple. There's not many components to get the tone.
There's a lot of gunk on that.
There's a lot of gunk
That's
there.
a lot.
Did you do that yourself, Adam?
Dirty.
Oh, I got excited. No, that is what they put. Don't touch it!
What?
Oh my God!
I was just putting it on a bit that actually was in contact with it.
We got to get into a hospital. No. Halo inductor, which has actually been designed and manufactured by Dunlop to be less problematic.
What's the Italian thing then?
Well, the early Italian-made wah-wahs, the Gen sort of stuff,
Oh, okay.
is the stuff you see a lot of the vintage guys use, like Eric Johnson, Stevie Ray, I think, used some as well. And it was like with a rubber bumper on the bottom, and it was like a leather covering, and they were made of aluminium, so they're much lighter. They're just a tonal property they had. So this is a shout back to like the first ever wahs, and it just sounds epic. It's got more of a mid-range sort of weep to it, rather than treble and bass.
I like the way you call that a weep rather than a sweep.
Yeah, the mid-range rather than treble and bass.
Isn't there a Clyde McCoy in the Dunlop range at the moment, or is there? There's a Clyde McCoy in the full-tone range, isn't there?
Clyde, yeah.
Just the Clyde. So essentially, that's just, as I said, it's just like a reference, isn't it, to a tone rather
just
than a
a
sort
nod.
of design.
Yeah, just
I like it. Anything else cool about this? Has it got that sort of authentic, albeit annoying, sort of when you turn the pedal off, half your volume disappears kind of vibe to it, or is this another cleverly bypassed effect?
No, it's
we certainly didn't notice any reduction in volume when you were playing through it.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
Got your butt, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll have that one on the post tomorrow.
Yeah. Now, with this, as it says in the pitch, it's all modern attachments to it. So it's true bypass. It's got the halo inductor.
Yeah.
It takes a 9-volt power supply as well.
It does in here.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I even love the box on this. Let me show you.
It's a beautiful
Let me show
box,
you the
isn't
box. Where's the top?
Put the top in your bag of goods. This is the kind of bag. If you work for a big distribution company, this is the kind of bag.
No, that's not my bag, baby. The cool thing with this is 1960s stores.
Nice,
What stores were open in the 60s?
We were.
What stores? So your granddad or your dad
Yeah.
would have got something like that down off the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh, black box, sir.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
It's like a shoebox.
Yeah.
It is like
you
a
don't see that
shoebox,
these
isn't it?
days, do you?
I'm feeling slightly sorry for Clyde McCoy. I kind of hoped that he got some sort of money.
We
from
made
all
crisps,
the people
didn't
that have oh, of course he did. So he probably wasn't bothered about wah-wahs. He made so much money out of crisps, didn't he?
And the last part.
And in all fairness as well, had a huge part in the original Star Trek series as
In
well.
all fairness, he had a huge part.
Well, you know.
Fair play.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
But there's an interesting similarity, actually.
Come on, please.
Is that your dad?
I just want to explain this as well.
Why is there a television aerial in
No,
the
it's not
box?
a television. Television. This. Oh, come on, work people.
It's Adam Best.
This goes in there
Ouch.
to adjust the action of the foot pedal.
What, how stiff it is?
Stiff or loose, baby.
Nice.
Stiff or loose. So, as I said, a modern take on a classic.
And for everybody watching as well, what is your workout routine? You know, I mean, do you have a special diet and a particular sort of gym?
Show us the guns.
Show us the guns. Go on, show us
Can
the
you do
guns.
Can you do us a gun shot?
I jogged to Andertons.
You
I
jogged,
work in
Andy?
the warehouse. I ran
Every
here, carrying
3 steps
stuff.
to a press up or
No,
something.
he's not going to give us a gun shot.
He's not going to give us a
How
gun shot.
embarrassing,
Because
bro.
his fake tan rubs off if he gives the gun shot.
That's what I thought. So you got one more pedal on the floor.
Well, that's not new though, is
That's
it?
available from Andertons, though.
What
Mega
is it?
zoom.
That's the Echo Puss. So that is a way huge delay unit, analog delay. He's caught me on the hop here because we weren't going to talk about this, but I will. So this has got, I believe it's 500 milliseconds of delay, and you've got settings in it for tone and blend. So you can set your delay up, you can have it all in your mix, or you can have it slightly in the back of your mix.
Yeah.
And you've also got settings for the tape warble, so you can have like a modulation on the repeats. That's
Very
an epic pedal. I believe you have the custom artwork versions in stock, my friend, which were Frank Kozik with the eyeball.
Frank Kozik, yeah.
You got
One
the
of my
eyeball around
favourite,
it on off.
pedal artists of all time.
I think Lars Ulrich sells some of those for a few million.
And yeah, so tonally speaking wise as well, we have a standard Mexican Strat, so super affordable Strat, going into a Marshall JVM 210C, which actually, rather than using the internal speakers in the combo, we like to run through a 4x12, which is a vintage 30 loaded Victory 4x12. It sounded epic, especially that fuzz. The fuzz really is, you know, I'm into my fuzz at the moment, man. Yeah, it's like, I never used to like fuzz, but you make them sound great anyway. I love you, Adam. Thanks for giving us all that preferential treatment again.
Come on, let's get the gym.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Rob Chapman. Goodbye.
What was that?
It's the natty dreads, isn't it?
That's perfect.
Oh,